Clark,
Here.
Wellman,
Here.
Cotton,
Here.
Warnick,
Here.
and Royster.
Here.
And I'll just make a note that Ms. Wellman is actually getting ready to have a procedure, and so she is staying close to home so that she can quarantine before her next procedure. So she is staying home and she's by speakerphone, so she can still participate.
All right. First up, do we have any delegations?
We do not.
No delegations. The acknowledgement of personnel actions. We do not need a motion for that. Can I get an approval, or can I get a motion for the approval of the consent agenda?
Motion.
Mr. Royster, second.
Second.
Mr. Cotton. Does anybody need to pull anything out of there?
Nothing that I know about other than, I think there are a couple of, which I think that's on our non-consent
Actually,
agenda.
maybe pull, but I was talking about them.
Oh, I didn't know if there was something I wasn't supposed to pull out, I'm sorry.
No. Did anybody,
Yeah.
did any of you all? Mr.
Okay.
Cotton?
I had a few concerns about these fundraising requests,
Okay, which ones?
all of them. I mean, we're selling products, we're going door to door.
No, and honestly, a lot of those are under, if they even get to have a season type of situation. Basically, they're trying to go ahead and get their requests in ahead of time in case they are able to do some of this. But it does not mean they'll actually get to do any of it.
Okay.
I thought I just saw they were for beta.
Some of them was, and some of it was, I pulled some that were, I believe some were for Beta Club, Candy Bars, Lego.
Yeah,
Lego League. Beta Club, Candy Bars and Suckers.
And we had the cheerleaders in there for something.
Yes, Christmas candy and ornaments for the robotics team.
Boys basketball,
There were a couple in for boys basketball
okay.
that just got submitted at the last minute today, which was what I wanted to mention to you guys. And so they are for the typical tournaments that they have. I know they have the Randy Ward and they have the Stoltz. And with a new booster, they weren't aware that they needed to get it in so quickly, so they sent it in this morning. I had Mr. Smith and Mr. Thompson go through it and edit it. But basically what they're asking is to be able to have concession stand there and a split the pot. And those two items would only be obviously if those games exist, depending on where we are on the color-coded map.
Is there protocol for the concessions and whatever that they'd be selling?
Yes, they have down for their sessions, it would just be water, pop, and candy.
Okay.
So, which our Board of Education has or not our Board of Education, but our local health department has approved what we can and cannot serve right now.
Okay, all those in favor? Any other questions for Ms. Moracey?
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0. Next up, non-consent agenda. Did I get, oh wait, no, I got that, sorry. Consider recommendation of Superintendent Moracey to approve the school district calendar committee as submitted. Could I get a motion? I'll make that motion.
Second.
Ms. Wellman, second. Any questions?
You the chairman of that, Mary?
I would just like to applaud that, it looks like the calendar I always wanted, we got this year.
It only took 14 tries, but
Yeah,
you got
but,
it.
hey,
Yes.
I would rather have had the other calendar so we could actually be in school, so.
Yes.
Anyway. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
5-0. Next, please consider the recommendation of Superintendent Moracey to approve the approval of non-resident contracts for the 21-22 school year as submitted by Boyd, Fairview Independent, Russell Independent, and Lewis County.
And we are marking out the Russell Independent on that.
Okay.
We're looking at that one a little more closely.
Okay. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Cotton, second. Mr. Warnick?
Yes.
All questions?
Yes.
Yes.
why do some of them not have an actual amount for a, getting any and all, or,
All of the ones that we're looking at as far as Boyd, Fairview, and Lewis is an any and all. It's
I
a,
thought Fairview said 10 on it.
I don't know that we have
Fairview
anything.
does have 10.
Is that because they gave us 10?
Let's see here.
That's what it says in the thing. I think Boyd County does say any and all, I think.
They're supposed to be any and all. Do you have the copies with you?
It says, I don't know if this was from Fairview or it's got Fairview on the header.
Yeah.
Independent School District,
A
but I don't know
maximum,
if
yeah, it says a maximum of 10 students,
that excluded.
excluding the students who are children of full-time employees.
Right. So is that something that you want to look at more closely and do an any and all with them, or do you want to keep it at 10?
I'm fine with being 10, I just, actually, I don't see the any and all in the Boyd County one there.
No, she has that. I don't have it.
You don't see what now?
And you know,
No, there says 10. Oh, and Boyd County's what you're asking. Oh.
I think that if,
I think
I'm
you,
sure Jimmy
it's
will
kind of
correct me
difficult.
very swiftly here, but if it's not specified, it is any and all, isn't it?
No, contract number 6, Lance, contract may be written to read any and all or specific.
Yeah, it may be
right.
written that way, but that's not what it says.
If it's not agreed, it's none.
Right,
Okay.
I don't see where that says any
you
and all.
don't, you don't say any or all, yeah. And I think the other one, well, the Russell one didn't have anything in it
I
either.
was just looking
The
at
Russell one
Russell.
has been pulled. That's what I'm
Okay.
talking about.
And what's the other one, Lewis?
Lewis.
Lewis.
Lewis actually does say it, doesn't it?
Look.
I think it does.
Russell and Lewis are
Maybe
supposed to be no changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, contract, oh, well, wait a minute, hold on. Any and all, yes, 1-to-1, Xed out, specific number, Xed out. I really like how theirs reads. It's a lot easier to,
Mhm. Yeah, that's part of the difficulty. Is
Wasn't
every one
written
of
by a
them are
lawyer.
different. Do what?
I said, look, it wasn't written by a lawyer, I was joking. Jimmy's not here.
he's reading.
Do you want to table the Fairview one?
Well, and we might wanna table the Boyd County.
Boyd County's one doesn't have anything.
I would say
in it.
Yeah,
Boyd's
that-
the only one that doesn't have anything.
Yeah, it doesn't say, here, you wanna look at it?
Lewis says 10, Lewis
Is there
says,
another page to this one?
Lewis says
That's
any
all
and
that
all,
he gave me.
Fairview says 10,
Or pulling the Russell.
and Boyd County doesn't say anything.
Well, I don't read this to say anything. This contract in the instructions part, in paragraph 6, says contract may be written to read any, all, or a specific number of students, subject to restrictions of the local Board of Education. And then down in the bottom part, Roman numeral 1, it identifies the school districts who are supposedly entering into an agreement, but it does not say whether it's any and all or whether it's a certain number. That's why I wonder, is there another page to this?
Agreed.
It says students pursuant to board policy 09.12. What is board policy 09.12, I wonder?
That's probably their board policy, isn't it?
I don't know, but it may spell out what, there may be a blanket policy that we agree to this and then,
usually we got a
We're just-
number in there.
We're gonna go ahead and table this
Table.
until the next meeting, since we don't have everything we need, so
That's fine.
let's table it.
Tell our young man he forgot something.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
all right, let's move on. To consider the recommendation of Superintendent Moracey to approve the ARC 504 chairperson, Greenup County High School Assistant Principal Eric Booz for the 2020-2021 school year as submitted.
Motion.
second.
Mr. Warnick, Mr. Royster, any questions? All those in favor?
Uh,
Aye.
Aye. Next, the administrative index approval. Consider recommendation of Superintendent Moracy to approve the amendment to the fiscal year 21 administrative index as submitted. Can I get a motion? I heard Lance first, sorry. Lance, second. We'll give it to Colt.
Okay.
Questions? I think she probably talked to all this about this.
Yeah, this is basically a paper trail that we're fixing. Whenever you put things into the computer, where that we reduced days to do some money saving, on our positions. So whenever you put it into the Munis calculator to put things in and then also submit it to the state, they need to match. And so where that we reduced a principal down to 220 and then one of the instructional positions down to 220, those are normally 240. So we removed some days. So in order to do that, we had to change the admin index as well.
All those in favor? Aye. 5-0. Safety and Security Funds request approval. Consider the recommendation of Superintendent Moracy to approve the Safety and Security Funds reimbursement request, requesting reimbursement for completed projects falling under 2019 Senate Bill 1 as needed. I get a motion?
Motion.
Mr. Cotton, second? I'll make that second. Questions?
What I pulled up, is that just the form or was this
Yeah,
one?
It's the
this one
request
on
for
it?
the money.
Yeah, it's just the form and we just have to have a board order requesting the money. So what we're doing is Senate Bill 1 gave specifications of some security requirements in schools, and we had, it's pretty restricted. So we had already completed a lot of those projects. The projects we have left to complete are things like doors, bigger projects that aren't on this list. So what we're able to do is to get a reimbursement back to March of 2019 for funds that we've already expended. So that's what we're doing. I'm going back and saying, hey, these things are on your list. We want money for those so that we can then take that money and purchase our bigger items like doors. We had no idea that this money was coming 2 years ago when we were doing these items versus putting our doors off till last because they were more expensive.
Right.
We have $75,000 available to us, but again, it's really restricted, and we're having to go through everything with a fine-tooth comb and what we can use and what we can get reimbursed for. So we're focusing on like our window clings that we've put on all of the schools that were required, front door intercoms, front door and exit door key systems. So things like intercom systems aren't allowed or doors aren't allowed, but like panic bars on doors, things like that. So, and again, we have been working on that for a really long time, so we're just trying to recoup some of that money so we can complete our project. So this is just kind of a blanket board order.
I'd like to say I really do appreciate the fact that you're going back through those files and finding that money and getting that recouped instead of just going on and going, oh, we have more money, let's do other stuff, because we need to prioritize what needs to be done. So it's good.
How much did we spend
For what?
for all security and safety?
I don't have a total. I can run those safe schools
I
reports.
mean, this
I can.
goes back to last year when we were doing all
Are you
this
asking how
stuff.
much our request for reimbursement is?
No, I want to know total what we spent, so we're only gonna get 75 grand back.
Yeah, hang on just a second. I have all those reports in here.
She didn't have to do that right this minute, but anyway.
Well,
Because we did a lot of things, we jumped in and did a lot of things previously.
the
and-
extra vestibules, the door locks,
Yeah, we
things
did,
like
you know,
that,
we
yeah.
got doors and classroom doors that we need to change out, especially up there at working in the middle school, I think. I don't know if we got those done yet.
Yes, they're done.
Yeah, they are. Last year, we spent a total of $71,000 in safe school expenditures. The year before that, we spent $54,000. And that's all that I have ran off right now because that's as far as we can go back. But yeah, and that consists of one SRO, And then the rest is equipment. Yeah, so for last year, yeah, lots of doors, lots of hardware, security cameras.
So all the items that we have done for safety and security over the past year and a half, this school year, last school year, amounts to over $100,000,
Yes.
and we're getting 75,000.
Not exactly. That 75,000 is restricted to only 6
Correct.
items. You can only use that
Well, only
75,000.
part of those things are gonna be reimbursed.
That's correct, yes.
So we paid for all those things.
Correct. So what we are going to do is get reimbursed for the things we can get reimbursed on, take that money, put it back in our grant essentially, and then pay for our doors. So something like doors is not allowable with the 75,000, but we can recoup money for what we've already spent and then spend that on our
What
doors.
grant did we get those?
Our safe schools money.
Beg your pardon?
Our safe schools money.
Our
that we
state
get
schools money?
Yeah,
Safe, safe
45,
school.
safe schools, $45,000.
yeah.
It was part of the legislative process last spring that they did. It was money that was not expected. It was
Yeah.
extra money.
This year we have 53,000. Last year we had about the same, but Becky and I transferred some money from Flex Focus funds in there, giving us about 70,000 because we knew we had some projects we needed to do. The year before we got about 50,000. It's based on your population is how much
Have
money.
have we gotten to equal yet?
Like are we spending more than what
Have
we're
we spent more
receiving?
than what we're receiving?
On things that are severe needs, we wouldn't let that go, but we've really tried to stay within the grant. That's why we've prioritized things. So, I would say that we're spending all of our safe schools money every single year.
Well, yeah, we have been for
Yes.
years. I mean, you
Yes.
know, don't take much to spend $40,000.
No. But are there things that our schools are purchasing or that we're purchasing above and beyond that? Yes.
Now, do we get any reimbursement for this health person that we hired?
We do.
We did, or we didn't?
We do, yes, we do. And, it'll probably cover about 60% of salary and benefits for that position.
Okay. And our officer, we get part of that? Okay.
Yes, one of our officers is covered under our safe schools, the other officer is covered under, some title funds called, Safe and Healthy Students. That's our second SRM.
Okay.
Good.
That's good. All right, all those in favor?
Uh,
5-0. Next up, please consider the recommendation of Superintendent Moracy to surplus deep fryers, stoves, warmers, and other miscellaneous kitchen equipment.
Oh, you getting a new kitchen, is that what?
Yeah, everything's going.
This is some stuff Ray found.
I know where he found it.
Yeah.
I came by there the other day and that dumpster was running through.
Are we gonna sell the surplus?
Yeah,
Okay, let's put sell in there.
okay.
Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Mr. Royster, I'll second that. Why, you wanna start a restaurant?
Oh, Lord, I don't start nothing.
Good time for
June's a
it.
good cook. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a,
I'm done with this.
Put June and Pam in there.
Oh, yeah, oh, that would be.
Give me some good food.
Ray seems to think we'll be able to sell them, so.
Okay, all right, any questions on that?
Yeah, somebody scoop them up.
Yeah. All those in favor?
Uh,
5-0. Anybody have anything else?
Yes, I think we need to approve me attending the conference.
that is if you plan on still attending the conference. Are you attending or are you gonna do it virtually?
What does that make a difference? Cost is the same, then.
No, it's the hotel. and
Well, I know I'm
that
not going to
process.
any hotels or whatever else, so if they're gonna do it virtually though, it's still an expense.
You have to approve anything, it's just under
Yeah, it's
board
under-
policy to approve,
It's
a
under-
reimbursement up to, I
Okay,
think we're fine.
we're fine.
Okay.
You're good. No one else was planning on attending that, right?
I'm going to double
Well, I don't
check.
know which one it is.
I'm going to double check on my hours, but I'm pretty sure they're correct.
I got them all in and, when did we go?
I spoke spoke with her
February.
today and everyone
February.
had theirs.
I just follow you
I did
all.
talk
We
to
do.
her today,
So
yeah.
So everybody's
Make
got
sure I
theirs.
get the right amount.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should have 12 now.
No,
All right.
no, I'm not going. So,
It's in Louisville, so I spoke with her today just with concern that I didn't feel that Mr. Cotton should have to go to Louisville during all of this. There should be something offered,
yeah,
and
I was
she
trying
agreed.
to tell her that, but then the magic woman stepped up and used her influence,
see, she's good.
took care of it.
Something like that.
I do enjoy that conference, but, you know,
Yeah.
It's the
Well,
winter one though, isn't it?
Yeah, December 4th and 5th.
Not the one that we usually go, not the main one, right?
Correct. Yeah, this is
That's
just an
in
update.
February.
yeah, it's in February, so.
The next one is usually, the one that's February is a little better because you get more legislative updates as well, so. Okay. Yes, maybe by then there'll be a cure. We can do this.
So,
Okay.
all right.
How about your tutoring and stuff?
Oh.
You wanna talk about that?
Yeah, do you care to put the graphic up, Mr. Collier? Just one thing, we wanted to clarify just some of the hard work that our staff is doing. You know, our teachers are still coming in, so are the instructional assistants, custodians, all of our bus drivers, and it's all hands on deck. We're doing it safely with temperature checks and appointments and screenings. But just last week, so November 9th through the 13th, these are the numbers of students who were serviced in person by their parent scheduling a tutoring session, or we did have 117 that were transported by bus on Wednesday. So we are really doing everything we can to try to close those gaps. A lot of this comes from the grant that Miss Amanda Powell had written. And so it's been very helpful, and the home visits, going out to the homes and saying, you know, we're seeing that your child is behind, can you let them come in and let us work with them? So the biggest barrier has been getting people to answer the phone. They're not, you know, they see the phone number and they don't wanna have to deal with a telemarketer, they're not really for sure who's calling them, or they think it's just another recording, so that's difficult. But for the most part, people have been very receptive to the fact that, you know, it is hard to teach your kid at home while you're trying to do your other job, or you're working from home, and they understand that the math is more complicated than anything they've ever had to deal with, and they appreciate it. So kudos to the teams who have organized. They've worked very hard just to schedule something like this. It is very intense, and then when you add in the idea of making sure they have a snack when they come, you know, principals have went into their petty cash fund, I guess is the best way to explain it, their site-based money, and they're purchasing snacks and things so that the kids are excited to be there. We're trying really hard to make sure that they're engaged while they're there as well. So this is on top of the lessons they're already receiving. This is supplemental. So I just wanted to make sure that while we had a captive audience with our board meeting, and while you guys are here, in case someone asks you about it, you can let them know that they are welcome to call their particular school and say, listen, my child is struggling in this topic, you know, can I get a little extra help for them? And we will make sure that happens.
Can you kind of briefly mention, because I know I've had some questions from parents about why aren't we doing it like some other schools are with, you know,
Synchronous.
you check in a class at 8 o'clock and you do, you know, your first period class from 8 to 9 so that teachers are teaching regularly, and you explained that beautifully to me, which I thought I knew the answer, but anyway.
That's fine. So if the teacher does it synchronously, meaning that the child logs in at 8 and logs off at 4 p.m. or 3 p.m., taking all of their classes all day long, first of all, that's a very long time for a student to be sitting still in front of a computer. The second problem we have is not everyone has internet. So then you're putting those students who cannot do the live streams at a disadvantage. So by the teacher recording their lessons, then they can watch them within their own time frame and go to the hotspots and get the information that they need. The other issue is if we are going to offer these tutoring sessions, then we can't do both. We can't offer tutoring sessions and be helping kids get caught up while we're live streaming on Google Classroom. So we're really trying to make sure that we use all the time the teacher has efficiently, and including any instructional assistants that happen to be in the building as well. They're also offering these services. So we have teachers doing main instruction, and then they're also doing tutoring. Very difficult to do all of that live. And get to everyone who doesn't have internet,
Right,
so.
so,
Do we have, any reference, do we have any progress reports?
We do not, just simply because it's very difficult to test kids at home
We
to
have-
get their, true report. So we do have some screeners and items that we're working on right now, and that is something that you'll probably get more in December from us, giving you an update on what we've been able to pull and get from kids when we do have them.
To see how they are doing. as far as
Progress
over the
and
long haul.
regression, yes. So those are screeners that actually Sarah Kelsey's been working on.
Okay.
all right, any other questions? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Warnick, Mr. Cotton, all those in favor?
No, that's Mr. yeah,
Wow, that was Mr. Warnick and Mr. Royster, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's okay to go home or not.
I know, see, we're done quick tonight, aren't we? All right, all those in favor? Aye. All right,
Lance, when do they play the boys play the football game?
Saturday.
Saturday.
when the boys, the,
The
you're talking about the eighth
championship,
graders?
Middle school, yeah.
yes, championship is Saturday.
What's the time?
I don't know. I'm not playing.
Where's it gonna be?
Back at Frankfurt.
Yeah. It's back in Franklin
Right in
again,
Franklin.
and they tend to start around noon.
All the games
I've
in
been
Frankfurt.
getting information around 2:30, 3 o'clock.
After the fact, I just kind of like to hear the score.
Absolutely. We'll make sure you got it. Yeah, we're rooting for him.
Do they know who they play?
Belfry. You do play right?
Yes,
Belfry. Yeah.
but they beat back Fairfield last week.
Yeah, so they did pretty well last week. It was very handily.
Beat Brazos 28
Yeah.
nothing.
So let's hope for a win after all this decision making to let people keep doing this. We know they're working hard, so
The high school plays Friday night, right?
yes.